Hello everyone, welcome back. To continue with the series on ImageJ, today we are going to talk about multi-point selection tool. The objectives of the session would be to enable you to identify the tool, understand its uses, and I will also give you a demonstration and a step-by-step guide to how to use this tool and customize its settings. Let's jump right into it. As you see here, the toolbar has multiple points like this. So this is called as the multi-point selection tool. When you right click on this, you get two options. One is called as a point tool and another is a multi-point tool. Let's open an image to understand the scenario. So here is a microscopic image in which you have two different colored cells, and you may want to find out how many pinks and how many blue color cells are there. So once you select the multi-point selection tool, you can click on the pink colored structures and you will get dots being placed on that. Now you can click on analyze and measure and you will get to know a couple of things. You will get to know the number here. You can see there are 4 points which I have made. And then you can get to know the X and the Y coordinates of each of these dots. Now when you go to the toolbar, analyze and go to set measurements, you can open the set measurements and make sure that you display the label here. Sometimes this may not be visible. So you may want to check whether this is on and make sure you have a tick mark on the display label. Now let's look at the other options that are available. Let me not save this and let me reset the values. We'll reopen the image so that it gets reset. Here you go. So we have a fresh image here. When you double click on the multi-point selection tool like this, you get a small window. Here it gives you an option of selecting the shape of the dot or crosshair that you are placing. Let's select it hybrid and let's select orange color. You can also select the counter. So you have multiple levels of counters. Let's select the counter 1 and say OK. Let's select all the pink cells. So we are having a new design now. So we will select all the pink cells. So let's say we have selected all the pink cells here. Now I double click again on the toolbar. I have an option of changing it. See, as you see here, it gets changed to different colors. I can make it cyan and I can change the counter also. And then when I click on it, you can see the counters are visible on it. The counter 0 was this and this has become a different counter. So you can select all the second colored cells like this. Now when you click on analyze and measure, you will find that each of those dots, you get the X and the Y coordinates and also you get the counter number with the count. So you don't have to really count the number of cells that are present. You get the total count. See, counter 0 was my pink cells, which are 15 in number, and the counter 3 is 9 in number. So immediately you will be able to do that. So the advantages of this would be that suppose you have some work happening and you may have to step out of your computer system. You can come back and continue the same process. So let's say that you want to continue doing it after a cup of coffee or something like that. You can continue to do that. And since dots are being placed, you don't have to miss out on the counting. And now when you click on analyze measure again, you get that updated value. You get the counts of 15 for the 0 counter and 24 for the 3 counter. So it makes your job easier. So this was one particular use of this particular system. Let's have a look at another scenario. Let me open another image. Okay, here we go. So you have a chrome agar with multiple colonies that are present. So here again, you can use one counter to count the number of colonies in green color, let us say, and then you can change it to a different counter, let's say, and then you start counting the next color. And then when you click on Analyze and Measure, you get the count. So you can see that the green color colonies are 5 in number, and the beige or the dirty brown color is 4 in number, and you will be able to do this analysis. One more potential use is in geometric morphometry. Geometric morphometry is a system in which you make the anatomic landmarks. You mark the anatomic landmarks in either a 2-dimension or a 3-dimensional study. And let's open an image like the tooth over here. And let us assume that you need to mark the landmarks of this particular tooth. You need to mark the landmarks of the cusp or the dentino-enamel junction. So you kind of mark the landmarks here in a particular order. You mark the landmarks, and then when you really do the measurements here, you get the X and the Y coordinates. So that kind of gives you the location of each of these landmarks, which can be used for geometric morphometry analysis. So that's the multi-point selection tool. Hope you understood how to use the multi-point selection. Please feel free to practice and do look at the MCQs to enable your knowledge to improve. Thank you very much.